Good morning all. So today we are going to discuss what is meant by a dot convention in case of your this inductive coils here. So come to that dot convention. First you take the statement, then I will going to explain you what is meant by this. Suppose you have the two or more windings are coupled to each other, then the dot convention concept is needed to understand the mutually induced EMF is adding or opposing the self EMF, or you can say if that the flux is adding or opposing to each other. So that is the concept you can able to understand here. So that is the needed to understand what is meant by dot convention. So let us consider a very simple diagram of the two winding. If it has the two windings is been connected, suppose I have a simple core. On this core the two windings are simply they have coupled to each other. This is what the windings I just wanted to show here. Winding, or you can say the coil 1, and this is the coil 2 we have. And suppose I have to understanding here is that, suppose this is the current direction of I1 is the current is flowing through this winding, as you know, as for this concept. So you can know that as for this concept, whenever this current flows through this coil, then it is going to create that magnetic field, and this magnetic field linking with this coil, again it is going to create a flux. So this flux is linking with this coil 1 as well as the coil 2. So because of this one only, the mutual inductance is going to be forming in this coil 2 due to the flux 1. So this is the direction of the flux. Assume this is the direction of the flux pi 1. So as we know that, so this is the current direction, then there is a what is the direction of the magnetic flux direction, that is we have already seen by using that right hand thumb rule here. So what is this right hand thumb rule is going to talk something like, suppose you have the conductor, this is the current direction, then the remaining fingers is going to show the magnetic flux or magnetic field. Vice versa, if the thumb wheel shows the flux direction, then remaining fingers will shows the current direction. So that is what we have seen. And assume that, suppose this is the current direction, so this is the current direction in the coil, therefore you hold this is, assume this is the wrapped fingers, these are the wrapped fingers is going to show with the right hand, then this is the flux direction you can assume. So according to this thumb rule. So this is what we have already discussed in the previous class in detail. If you not gone through this about this concept clearly, then please go through that previous video so that you will get the clarification what is the current direction, how your flux is going to be going in this direction. So this is what the dot convention I'm showing here. So this is the dot point, it means it is the current entering here. So that is the meaning of this. So as the current entering in this direction, according to this current direction, this is the flux direction. The pi 1 is the flux which is going to be responsible to producing due to the coil 1. Similarly, if I take the second coil also, this is the dot convention here. So similarly, if I take this is my dot convention here, and it means that this is the current direction. You can say I2 is some current is flowing in this direction. then this could be the you can say the you can say this is the current direction in this coil. So according to this thumb rule, if you current direction, if you hold this coil with this thumb rule, then you can come to know that this is the direction of flux. So this is also a direction of flux. This is the direction of flux pi 2. It means that if the dot convention has been given here and here, it means my current entering from this point to the coil 1 and this point to the coil 2, that time what is the direction of pi 1 and pi 2? Pi 1 and pi 2 are in same direction. Both are in same direction. It means that the resultant flux total pi is adding here. It is pi 1 plus pi 2. So this is what the resultant flux is going to be adding here. So I can say here in this case, if the dot convention given like this in this coil 1 and coil 2, therefore the fluxes are adding. The fluxes are adding here, and the resultant mutual inductance between these two, the mutual inductance between these two coil also plus M. That positive mutual inductance will come. So mutual inductance with respect to coil 1 and coil 2 will be a plus M, you can say. This is what the concept you have to understand here. Therefore, what about your induced EMF? The mutual induced EMF also positive, or the mutual induced EMF due to this coil, this mutual induced EMF EM1, and here whatever the mutual induced EMF EM2, both also here, both are adding here. So how could you know this? Because these fluxes are adding here, adding to each other, and therefore this mutual induced EMF also adding. So this is what the dots, if you have understood, this dots has been placed in here and here, then these two fluxes are adding, so that the mutual induced EMF also adding to the self-induced EMF. So these two. So that is the concept here. How to understand. Suppose if the same coil, if you have the same coil here and the same concept, same diagram, if you have here, you take the same diagram, and this time I will change the dot point of the one of the winding. If I change the dot point of the one of the winding, so this is what the showing here. This is my dot of the first point. So as for this one, you know, so this could be the direction of, so this could be the direction of your flux pi 1. But when it comes to the second winding, I will change the dot here. I will change, I'm assuming that my current supply is from this direction. This is that I1 and this is I2, assume. Then this could be the current direction now. This could be the current direction. This is going like this. According to this thumb rule, what could be the direction of the flux now? This is the direction of the flux. This is the direction of the flux. This is the pi 2. So if the dot convention is changed like this, in this way here, then my pi 1 and pi 2, the pi 1 is going in this direction and my pi 2 is going in this direction. Therefore these two are opposing to each other. The net of the flux is the difference of these two, isn't it? So I can say pi 1 may be difference of pi 2. It means the two fluxes are opposing each other. Two fluxes are opposing each other. Then the mutual inductance may be a negative here in between the two coils. Therefore, my mutual induced EMF is going to be opposing my self-induced EMF. So that is the concept you have to understand here. So this is what, if we're changing the dot polarity. So that is important of the dot convention in case of this kind of equation, this kind of concept. Generally this dot convention are going to use in these transformers. So there you can come to know that by physical transformer have the dots. From the dots you can able to give the supply here something. Okay. So this is what the supply systems. Then according to this dot, this is plus minus, this is plus, and this is minus. Similarly you can see here. So this is my supply in this direction, plus and minus. So this is my supply in this direction, some minus and plus, something like this. So up will come. So by seeing this one, you can come to know that how to reverse the supply or how to give the same supply. So that is depend upon our application, which type of dot convention you needed. So that is that thing you have to understand here. Now what we'll see what is meant by this self-induced EMF and mutual induced EMF in this case of your transformer, or you can have the two coils. Suppose I know that I have the two coils, this coil 1 and the two coil 2 is there, and they have coupled to each other, assume, and this is the supply and this is the current I1, and this is the number of turns N1 of the coil 1. You can say coil A, and this is N2, and assume this is the I2, generalized I am writing, this is the coil B. If you assume, then what is the self-induced EMF and mutual induced EMF, and this concept you have to understand here. So if you take the coil A, here the self-induced EMF, you know what is how the self-induced EMF is going to induce in this coil. So you can say this is the self-induced EMF in the coil A. So this is the L1 di1 by dt, isn't it? So this is what the self-induced EMF in the coil A. Then what is the self-induced EMF, mutual induced EMF in the coil A? So in the mutual induced EMF in the coil A, you can write it is the M and di2 by dt. So this is the mutual induced EMF in the coil A. So here it is a dot product, so both are in the same direction, dot convention. So I'm taking it is the mutual induced EMF, M is positive. Similarly, you can write what is coil B. Then what is the self-induced EMF of the coil B? That is L2 di2 by dt. And similarly, what is the mutual induced EMF in the coil B? That is M di1 by dt, isn't it? So this is why the mutual induced EMF are getting in the positive values, because my current entering of this dot convention are both are in the same direction I'm showing. So both are in the entering into that coil direction. So that's why according to this concept, this is positive and this is the negative is coming. So that is what you have to understand here. So this is, and we'll see what is happened to that that mutual induced EMF. We have the different scenarios. So what are the possible different scenarios we have here? So this is one scenario, you can say. Here dot is here, and my currents are entering here, suppose I1 and I2. Then my mutual induced EMF is positive. Another scenario here is, so this one, this is what the given, and this is the point, dot points here and dot point here. So this is my current entering, and same current entering you can take, but in this coil 1 current is entering at this dot point, but this coil 2 my current is leaving this dot point. So what is the meaning? You can say it is M is equal to a negative, you can say. This is one scenario. Similarly, you can take the another scenario here. So this is, you can say this point and this point, again this is I1 and this is I2, you can say entering, and this is the leaving this coil. So this dot, so this current is leaving in the coil 1. So here again M is a negative value, or you can say. Similarly, the another scenario is this one. So here and here point will be there, but my I1 and I2 if it is there, okay. But if you see here at the both the point, my current is leaving this coil 1 and coil 2 dot products, this dot convention points, both the current are leaving in this coil. I can say this is M is equal to positive. Like this you can going to define what is the different scenario. Now we are going to see what are the different combination we have. Combinations of coils connections or you can say inductance connection, you can say. So here the if the coils are connected in series, if the coils are connected in series, maybe your fluxes may be aiding. So series aiding, I can write fluxes may be adding to each other, or fluxes may be opposing each other. So I can write series opposing. This is the two configuration possible in this series connection. If the two coils or two or more coils are connected in parallel, the coils are connected in parallel, then again here parallel aiding, fluxes may be adding and parallel opposing. So here your fluxes are the mutual induced EMF can be opposing with the self induced EMF. These are the different configurations can be possible. We'll see the first one, what is this one, and what is the concept here, you can able to understand here. So we'll take this one here. Suppose the coils are connected in series. So series coils are connected in series. I'm taking the first configuration. So my coils could be like this, have the two coils are connected in series, and what is this, the flux should be pi 1 plus pi 2 should be aiding. So according to that I have to decide the dot convention here. So I come to know that, so this is the entering point, I am putting dot on here. It means suppose this is the current I, so the coil 1 is, this current is entering, and the coil 2 also current is entering. So that mutual induced EMF, that is I can write it as a plus M. So these fluxes, two fluxes are aiding here, isn't it? L1 and L2, you can say like this. Then now tell me, what is the induced EMF in the coil 1? So the induced EMF in the coil 1, I can write the induced EMF in the self-induced EMF in the coil 1 is nothing but L1 di by dt, I can write. And what is the mutual induced EMF in the coil 1? Mutual induced EMF in the coil 1 also I can write here. So this is a mutual induced EMF and di by dt, because this is the I is the current is flowing in the both the coil, so I can write di by dt. Similarly, what is the self-induced EMF in the second coil? L2 di by dt. And what is the mutual induced EMF in the coil 2? That is also M di by dt. I am writing here. So because this is the same current is entering as for these scenarios, this is the same point, you can say this could be the scenario, or so that positive is coming. So this is the induced EMF in the both the coils. And suppose you assume that this is could be the excitation. If you are giving here, then how will you write the total E? The total E is, you apply this KVL concept. So E is equal to nothing but I can write ES1 plus EM1 plus ES2 plus EM2. So algebraic sum all the voltage drops equal to that whatever the supply voltage. So you can, what is this values, you substitute all these values instead of these terminologies. So you will get to L1 plus L2 plus 2M into di by dt, you are going to get here. Or you can write E is equal to L total into di by dt, like that also you can write. What is meant by this L total here? That is total equivalent value here, L1 plus L2 plus 2M. So that is the equivalent total of this series circuit. If you want to find what is the total equivalent LT, then this could be the value you are getting, L1 plus L2 plus 2M. Suppose M is equal to 0, it means there is no mutual inductance. Then what happens? Your LT is equal to L1 plus L2. There is no mutual inductance, then total equivalent is equal to L1 plus L2. So that is what the equivalent circuit you can understand here. Then suppose the same scenario if you take, but now this my dot has to be changed here. same scenario, but in one of the dot I'm going to change here. So this is what, if I change something like this, so this is my dot now, then this is that one of the configuration, one in entering and one is leaving, therefore my m is going to be not positive, it is negative will come. So this is my m will come, my again minus m will come, then you have to add this one, then finally you are going to get this one minus 2m, and this is the what again you will get for the second scenario. So minus 2m, and this is, so this is that point you have to understand. If it is a series aiding polarity, then L total what you are getting, this is nothing but L1 plus L2 plus 2m. If it is a opposing that fluxes, then L1 plus L2 plus minus 2m. So these are the different two scenarios analysis you can able to understand here. This is what you are try to getting for these two configuration in the case of series elements. Now we'll see the parallel circuit, and the parallel one will go with the aiding polarity, parallel with aiding fluxes. So first configuration we will give, we will analyze this one we're going to analyze, later we can do the parallel opposition also. So this is what parallel with aiding circuit I am taking here. So I have the two circuits, so I can say this is my coil 1 inductance, this is my coil 2, I have these two are connected in parallel. So this is what I want to show here. This is my current I, and this is, I can say I1 and I2, I can show something like this here. As for this current, and I'm assuming this, maybe these are the two dot points I'm assuming here. The coil 1 and coil 2, the coil 1 and coil 2 is the same inductance can be possible. So I can say this is the mutual inductance is plus will come here, right? So this is the coil 1, we can say coil A, and this is the coil B. Coil B I'm taking, this is the total current I again is coming. So before going to this, you can try to write I is equal to I1 plus I2 you can write, because if you want di by dt, then this is also you can do di1 by dt plus di2 by dt, like that also you can write. So this is the one of the equation you try to remember here. I am simply applying a KCL here. Now I will go with that, what is the self-induced EMF in the coil A. So I will take what is the total self-induced, that coil EMF induced in the coil, EMF induced in the coil A. What are the induced EMF in the coil A? The total EMF induced in the coil A is, one is the self-induced EMF, another one is the mutual induced EMF. These are the two EMF can be possible. So what are the expression? Is nothing but L1 di1 dt I can write plus m di2 by dt. So these are the mutual induced EMF, self-induced EMF in this coil I am writing. Similarly, write that EMF induced in the coil B. Coil B. What is this one? And again, the self-induced EMF of coil B plus the mutual induced EMF of the coil B. So what is this one? Again, L2 di2 by dt plus m di1 by dt, isn't it? di1 by dt, you can write this one, right, like this. So since the you can know that here, you can note that one point here, note since the two coils are connected in parallel, so the EMF are same, isn't it? Because whatever the EMF you showing here, EA is also equal to EB, because these two are connected in parallel. That is the point I am writing here. Then my EA is equal to EB, you can write here like this. Then make it those two equations are equivalent, or both are the equal here. So L1 di1 by dt plus m di2 by dt equal to L2 di2 by dt plus m di1 by dt. Just make it out some simplification of this equation. Do the simplification, then you will get this one, L2 minus m by L1 minus m into di2 by dt will come. Take it as a second equation 2. Now substitute this equation, substitute the equation 2 in equation 1. What is this equation 1? This one we have. Instead of this one, you substitute that value. Then what you are going to get here, final value here is di by dt is equal to, this is L2 minus m by L1 minus m into plus 1 and di2 by dt will come. Take it as the equation 3 I'm taking here. Then again take one note here. And what is the note? So this is a little bit derivation is going, and since the induced EMF in the parallel combination is equal to the EMF induced in any coil, say coil A. What is mean by this is that here is, so as we know, so this is, assume this is the EMF of this coil, then whatever the induced EMF, this one is also equal to this one, is also equal to this one. So that is meaning E is equal to EA I can write, or E is equal to AB I can write. So that is the meaning of this one. So this can be possible. So that's why I can say, suppose if I take the coil A, if I take only the coil A, then the E is equal to, I can say EA, So this is what the parallel property here. That is what the actually the meaning of this point. So I can say E is equal to EA. I can write, what is this? EA is nothing but the total inductance into di by dt. So this is what is EA. EA is, I can take from this point, right? So this is I can take EA. So then what is we are going to get here? L1 di1 by dt plus this m di2 by dt is coming. Then di by dt, if you want to write, this is 1 by L total by di1 by dt plus m di2 by dt is coming. Take it as the equation 4 now. Now substitute this equation, substitute the equation 2 in equation 4. This is what you have to do here now. If you do that one, this is equation 4 is there, and this is the equation 2. Substitute that equation 4 in 2 in equation 4 instead of di1 by dt. If you do that one, then what you are going to get here, this is the di by dt is equal to 1 by Lt and L1 into L2 minus m by L1 minus m and the plus m and di2 by dt will come. So this is the equation 5 you can take. Now if you see this one, equation 3 is equal to equation 5. This is equation 3 is equal to equation 5. This is di by dt and this is also di by dt. So you can make that these two terms equal to each other. So you do that one, and L2 minus m by L1 minus m plus 1 is equal to 1 by Lt, and again L1 and L2 minus m, L1 minus m plus m. This is what we are going to get. And if you do the simplification of this expression, then what is Lt you are going to get? Total inductance we are going to get is L1 L2 minus m square by L1 plus L2 minus 2m we are going to get. This is the total inductance in case of parallel circuits. If the two fluxes are aiding polarity, then this is what you are going to get. If suppose there is no mutual inductance, then M is 0, assume. And what is the total equivalent inductance? That is nothing but L1 L2 by L1 plus L2 will come. So that is the, if mutual inductance is 0. So this is what the point you have to understand here. So this is for derivation we have done. What is equivalent circuit? For the, if the two points or two dot polarities are the somewhere here in this and this, then M is positive, then that is the L total equivalent circuit of L total of the circuit we are getting. If suppose I have my dot polarities are different, maybe here my dot polarity and here this is, then in that case my induced fluxes are opposing each other, therefore the EM that induced mutual inductance is getting M. Do the same analysis. What the analysis you have done for this one, you do the same analysis as for this derivation. Then what is the LT you are going to get for that point here is the L total for that is point you are going to get one here is, that is L1 L2 minus M square by L1 plus L2 plus 2M will going to come. This is for the opposing polarity, opposing the fluxes for the parallel circuit, then this is will come. Again assume there is no mutual inductance here also, then what is the total equivalent you are getting? This is L1 L2 by L1 plus L2, isn't it? So this is the equivalent circuit you are going able to get for the same point here. So this is way you can derive the what is the total inductance of the circuits for that series aiding and series opposing and parallel aiding and parallel opposites. So I think this is LT is equal to you are getting L1 L2 minus M square by L1 plus L2 minus 2M. For this one LT is equal to L1 L2 minus M square by L1 plus L2 plus 2M. These are the formulas we are getting for these two combinations. You can say what is the dot convention polarity and how this dot convention polarity is useful as to calculate the total inductance of the circuit, and also to useful to understand what is the self-induced EMF and what is the mutual induced EMF. Is that mutual induced EMF adding to the self-induced EMF or opposing the self-induced EMF? So those concepts can be understand here. So let me to continue. A small concept is called a dynamically induced EMF. Dynamically induced EMF and the statically induced EMF. These two concepts we'll see. First we are going to see what is dynamically induced EMF. So what is induced EMF? You know, as you suppose you have a coil something like this, there is a current is flowing through this. Due to this current it is going to have a magnetic field, and this magnetic field linking with this coil, then it is going to produce the flux phi. And if there is a rate of change of this flux phi, and if it is linking with the same coil, then it is going to produce the EMF, that is d pi by dt, isn't it? So where if you have the number of turns, then n d pi by dt you can write, and you can put the minus here. Minus is simply it is not a polarity, you can say this is going to show the direction of the induced EMF as per the Lenz law. So this is the concept you have already gone through in the previous lecture. So I will, what is this dynamically induced EMF and what is statically induced EMF, we are going to see here. So what is the dynamically induced EMF is, here the physical moment of coil or conductor with respect to constant flux, then the EMF induced is called a dynamically induced EMF. What is meant by this is, suppose you have a coil like this, you have a coil like this, current is flowing, therefore it is going to creating a magnetic flux. So let us assume this is going to creating the magnetic flux, pi is there, but there is no change in this flux, there is no rate of change of flux, the flux is constant here, flux is constant. Then how will be going to induce the EMF here is, we have to give the movement to the coil, movement of the coil. It means that my coil is moving something like this or something like this, my coil is moving but my flux is constant, my flux is constant but my coil is moving, therefore there is a relative speed between your flux as well as this coil, therefore it is induced the EMF, and then that is called the dynamically induced EMF. It is shown as nd pi by a dt, you can say. This is whatever the EMF is shown here. It means my flux is constant but my coil or conductors are giving the movement, there is a relative the motion between your flux as well as the conductor, therefore whatever the EMF induced is called a that dynamically induced EMF. So this is the concept, you can be dynamically induced concept will come in that machines, rotating machines where we are going to start the DC machines, there you can talk what is the dynamically induced EMF in more detail. So this is the concept you have to understand here. Dynamically induced EMF means the flux is constant but my conductor coil or my conductor is rotating or moving with respect to that magnetic field. That is, then what is the static induced EMF? What is the static induced EMF here is, so changing or moving magnetic flux, changing or moving of magnetic flux, moving of magnetic flux with respect to flux, and coil or conductor is steady, and coil or conductor is steady, stationary, you can say stationary, then this is the EMF induced. So this is what you have the coil, this coil is fixed, this is not moving, this coil is fixed, there is no movement of this coil, now it is fixed, but whatever the my induced that magnetic flux, this flux is have a movement, this flux has a movement, this is the movement, rate of change of movement will be there. So as this is the movement of this flux and it is linking with this again this coil, so this is the EMF it induced, and this is called the statically induced EMF nd pi by dt. So this is the concept. Generally this is going to use this concept will become in the case of transformers, where you can whatever the EMF is induced in this transformer or is nothing but the statically induced EMF, where my flux is moving and my this coil is constant, and that is the we'll see what is that exact transformer and how this statically induced EMF coming into that picture, that is we're going to see in this next class. So I hope you understood what is meant by this different dot convention properties and how you can able to understand and to calculate that inductance of the different scenarios, how it's gone through this one, and I will stop this session for today.